the first video in the review for the final, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through each section that we've covered, and actually some that we, I think, skipped, and just do one problem from each one to kind of cover what it is that we were supposed to learn in that section. Try the problems on your own first, and then watch the videos to see how they come out. And if you have any questions, let me know. This is a video. I will be doing Zoom meetings as well, so we can do it through there if you do have questions. So with that, we'll get started. For this first one, we want to put these in order from least to greatest. Okay, so from least to greatest. And I know that we went over this for 8th grade math. I don't know if we did this for algebra this year. I think you're already supposed to kind of know it. But we need to have these all in the same form. So we have a fraction, we have a regular decimal, and we have a square root. We need to have these all in the same form so that we can put them in order. So let's just start with 29 over 12. That's 12 into 29. Ignore that little, it's not a square root. 12 into 29, that's twice. That gives me 24. And that's a 5. So 2 and 5/12. Let's see, 12 doesn't go into 5. Goes into 50 4 times. That's 48. That gives me a 2. Bring down another 0. 12 goes into 20 1 time. That's 12 minus equals 8. 80. 12 goes into 86 times. That gives me 72. That gives me another 8. Okay, so that 6 is going to be repeating, which when we divide by a multiple of 3, we should have a repeating number at some point. Okay, so 2.416 repeating. That's 29 over 12. 2.4, we'll just leave it that way. Those are close though, right? 2.416 and 2.4. The square root of 5.65. Let's see how close we can get just by estimating. I'm gonna say that for this one you probably just want to put it in a calculator because it's gonna be pretty close to these, I think, but let's look at it. Okay, so the square root of 5.65 is somewhere between the square root of 4 and the square root of 9, so it's between 2 and 3. And if we look at that, it's 1.65 away from 4. 1.65 away from 4. And it is, what is that? 4.45? 4.35? 4.35 away from 9. Much closer to the 4. We could just estimate and say, well, it's probably, we could say, okay, 2.165. And just take this and make that our decimal. 2.165. But this one I'm going to check with a calculator just because, I mean, it could be in the 2.4 range. It's probably not. It's not really halfway between 4 and 9, or between 2 and 3. But let's just check it anyway, just to make sure. Square root of 5.65 is 2.37. Okay, so that's almost twice that decimal right there. Actually, really close to twice that decimal right there. Okay, because that'd be 2.33. Anyway, so this was my estimate. It was off. It was 2.3. And if we round, 2.38. Okay, so we have 2.38, 2.4, and 2.416. So if we put these in order, we have square root of 5.65, 2.4, and 29 over 12. And if we're using a calculator anyway to do this square root right here, might as well use a calculator to do this. Just make sure you do 29 divided by 12 and not 12 divided by 29, and you should come out okay. Okay, for 1, 2, section 1, 2, We have 2/3 times 6x minus 15 plus 5x equals 26. We want to solve for x. And we could take a few different approaches to this. We could say, oh, ugly fraction, I want to get rid of that, multiply everything by 3. And that's fine, that'll work just fine. Like I said, there are multiple ways you could go about this, okay? So you can multiply everything by 3 to get rid of that fraction. But because everything inside of these parentheses is divisible by 3, I'm just going to distribute this 2/3 through. Okay, so 2/3 times 6x would be 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, so that gives me 4x. Okay, my pen is not working very well. 15 over 3 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So we're going to do minus 10. Where's my 0? Thank you. And then we can just fill out the rest of this problem. So plus 5x. I'm hoping this will all show up soon. Okay. Let's see. Sometimes if I do this, it helps. Let's do this. Okay. 4x minus 10 plus 5x is equal to 26. Okay, I have x here and an x here. I can just combine those. They're on the same side already, like terms. So that gives me 9x minus 10 equals 26. Add 10 to both sides. And 9x, negative 10 and positive 10 cancel out, equals 36. Divide both sides by 9, and x equals 4. Okay, those are the kinds of problems that were in the first two sections. If you are uncomfortable with either of those, mostly with the 1-2, 1-1, I don't know that you'll run into too much, but 1-2, if you're uncomfortable with any of the steps or don't understand where anything came from, please let me know and schedule a meeting with me so we can go over it. Okay? And that'll be it for this one.